Hi, Bambaji here with another gate exploration. The sun is transiting into gate 12 on the 13th of June at 04:26. Above the lines in the I Ching, or the Rave I Ching, it says the quality of restraint and the importance of meditation and inaction in confronting temptation. The 12th gate, the gate of standstill and caution. It's a throat gate. Oh, let me get my correct screen. There we go. It's a throat gate, as you can see here in the image, and it's in individual circuitry. And so right away we know a couple of things about it. It's mutative, and it is also subject to melancholy. This is the mechanical expression of an emotional stream. It's looking at gate 22 in the emotional solar plexus. It's part of the channel of openness, the only social channel in individual circuitry, and it has some important roles. It holds a caution related to the natural resistance of the collective to the individual. It's responsible for releasing awareness in the proper spirit and then withdrawing. And it can be extremely articulate when it's in the mood. So powerful emotions and unique insights are not for everyone. Standstill is really the only gate in the throat that is specifically about not doing. Because the throat is about manifestation, communication, and expression. It's a gate of social caution, of wariness about the collective, and it is one of the three gates of aloneness that we find in the body graph. The other two are gate 40 and gate 33. So this gate expresses the stream of emoting. It's a stream which runs from the 39 in the root center, and it goes up to the 55 in the solar plexus, crosses over, and then goes into gate 22 and then up to the 12 here in the throat. The caution it displays is naturally rooted in its mood. All the throat gates have a voice, and the voice here is I try or not. And that try always comes with a maybe, because it's dependent on the mood, on the spirit of the moment. The individual always faces resistance because it's different, and it is natural to be cautious or hesitant about social interaction. The individual has its greatest impact as a stranger of consequence, and so this is where we find the saying that familiarity breeds contempt. Say what you need to say, have your mutative impact, and then leave. The 12th gate is a gate of articulation. It was the gate responsible for one of humanity's last great mutations, and that of the dropping of the larynx, the development of our voice box. It's because of that mutation in the 12th gate that we can speak and communicate through speech. The 12th gate gave us the gift of language, of poetry and music. The 2212, the channel, is the most musical of all the channels. Now, it's actually, biologically, it's the place of our breath. It's the inside of us that is also outside. It's our esophagus, it's our stomach and our intestines. So the 12th gate is where that metamorphosis took place in the human larynx that stopped us from being able to drink and breathe at the same time, like some of our primate relatives are still able to do. And when this mutation took place in the 12th gate, the larynx opened up and we were able to articulate both vowels and consonants. And you still see that stage in babies until they get to the point where they start sort of spitting up. They can still breathe and drink at the same time. And then the mutation clicks in. So Ra said this is not only the channel of music, it's also the channel of gas. It's interesting to note that one of the ways that we will be able to identify a rave child when they begin coming into the world is that they will always be able to breathe and drink at the same time. They won't carry that mutation that stops that from happening. They won't lose that ability like human children do. It is through this 12th gate that individual mutation is released into the world when the mood is right. Ra said that if you don't have individuality in your design, then you will never be able to mutate anyone. You may have mutative experiences, but you won't be able to pass them on. The 12th gate has the capacity within it, like its neighbor, the 35, to be resistant to the emotional wave. It says, I know I can try if I'm in the mood. And this word mood is the most important description for individuals. Individuality always operates at its best when the individual is in the mood and when the other is in the mood for the individual. The 12 does open to the solar plexus, of course, through the 22 at the other end of the channel, in the same way that 35 does through the 36. So they are under the pressure of the wave to a degree, but it's mood that drives their process. And this is a stop codon. It's called a terminator codon. And that gives it some ability to be restrained until it is in the mood. I'm not in a hurry here. I'm going to wait until I'm in the mood. This can be quite difficult for other people to really accept. And when you say, no, I'm not in the mood, it sometimes comes back with that question, why not? I'm just not. What do you say? And always, it's chemistry. There isn't a why, there isn't a reason. Gate 12, we can see here the other side of the wheel. It's grounded in gate 11. Gate 11 is the gate of peace. It's the gate of ideas. It's the gate of the left eye. It is a portal that interfaces with the right hemisphere of the brain. This is the abstract side of the body graph. It's the hot side. It moves through the solar plexus. So you get the power and the heat of the emotions. Has no truth in the now. Ideas are tools that are used to express what has been made sense of over time. This is a gate in the Ajna Center, bringing some awareness to gate 12, which doesn't really have it otherwise. So this is a gate in gate 11 here that sort of prepares a concept for articulation. The concepts coming down, you know, from the 64, 47, they've been made sense of in the Ajna, and they're now turning into ideas that can then be pushed into the 56 for articulation in some kind of stimulating story. There's a visual memory that is associated here. It's a visual stream. But neither of these two gates, the 11 or the 12, are about action. You know, the 11 is in the Ajna. There's no motor in the Ajna. The 12 is a throat gate, you know, and it's connected to the 22 through its harmonic. So there's some action possible there because the solar plexus is a motor, and it's a manifestor activation, of course. So initiation, movement into action when there's that creative spark within, this is possible. But it's the gate of standstill. And we've learned that it's the only throat gate that isn't about action. And we do have this whole channel, actually. Through the whole of this transit, this channel is activated. The Sun, obviously, in gate 12, and Saturn is in 22. For the first 3 days of this transit as well, we have Mercury and Venus in gate 12. So there may be some passion and, I don't know, some sort of emotional outburst might be in our environment for the next few days, because this is a passionate channel, and passion demands that you follow your feelings. But whilst the 12 might be immune to the wave, as we discussed a little while ago, the 22 isn't. And so waiting is essential in order for emotions to become clear. And the more powerful and impactful they will be for the waiting. It's a manifestor channel, remember? You know, so this channel will have an impact on others through their unique emotional expression. And this 12, it's the gate of music. You know, this is a channel where we find opera and we find love songs. It's very acoustic. we have all that passion, all that feeling in there. And of course, there's always the or not to consider. And it'd be quite interesting sometimes when you look at celebrity charts. And I looked at two. Freddie Mercury, a very talented musician. He had nothing in this channel. He didn't have the 4816 either, which is the channel of talent. David Bowie, he didn't have anything in the 2212, but he did have the channel of talent. And he also had the 4323, the genius freak channel. Interesting how it plays out in the mechanic, isn't it? So that's our weather for the next few days. Thank you very much, as always, for watching. And yeah, until we meet again, go gently and take care. Enjoy the transit. Bye-bye.